Welcome in. Welcome to Auntie Chats and Tarot. Hello, Pisces. Let's get to your message. Thank you to all of you who have supported this channel. Remember, not everything will resonate here. Not everything's meant for you, but take what helps you to help yourself. Run with those messages. Let's get into this, Pisces. Boy, I just got done with Aquarius, and Aquarius was kind of a puzzle, but it was hard to put together. Difficult to put together. Let's see what your message is. Messages for Pisces. Here we go. For our Pisces, the Sun in the reverse, the Magician in the reverse. Let's go a little bit further. I don't want this to mirror the Aquarius read. Here we go. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Someone has not put in an effort here for you. They don't want to see you happy, and they put in very little effort. The Nine of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. Now this gives me some, now we're getting somewhere. Something positive. Yeah, you're just fine doing things on your own and making things happen, and you do. And you have a very enlightened approach with this person who gives very little and doesn't want you to be happy. And I feel like you got wise to that and you moved away from that. But let's see. Let's go further. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you could see that this was going nowhere fast. This relationship with this person. Nine of Swords in the reverse. And you were no longer going to worry about it. Good for you. Good for you. I'm going to switch decks. Someone owes you an apology. This is mirroring a little bit of the Aquarius. You could be dealing with of the Aquarius read. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. Let's get some more specifics here. Okay. More specifically, this person that doesn't wish you well is someone who does not work. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, the Six of Pentacles. They have no concept, as we have discussed, about a good, healthy give and take. Ten of Swords, Five of Wands in the reverse, and you're having no more of it, or you had no more of it. And cut this out quickly. I feel like you're standing proud and on your own and just remarkable and really enjoying that kind of, I can do this on my own feeling, that kind of self-confidence, a little bit new to you, and you're really liking this. You're really liking where this has led you. You're really liking this new you. The Hangman, you get it twice. Very enlightened you. Very capable you. Looking at patterns from the past, not doing that anymore. Working on that shadow side. Yeah, a lot of enlightenment here. Putting together the scattered pieces of the past, that things that didn't work, and putting it together in a way where you're like, oh, I see. And I see how that came about, or how that was a repetitive pattern for me. And it's no longer going to happen. Page of Swords in the reverse. I do feel like you have somebody watching you. Could be talking behind your back. Trying to get gossip going on you. You're in your element. Just comfortable in your own skin. Particularly loving some sort of new style that you're taking on with regards to your wardrobe. Nine of Wands. And somebody is just really put off by all this happiness that you have. Isn't that terrible? What's the advice here? Yeah, you're riding high, doing well. Three of Wands, your big wishes are coming in. The big ships are coming in. And one of them is a King of Cups. That's nurturing, helpful, a relationship. An emotionally stable relationship. Very abundant. This person has a lot of abundance. I think they have their own company, but it's outside the box thinking that they're into. They travel a lot. They rejuvenate you. This is really mirroring Aquarius's read. Let's keep going. And I think you are maybe even near the water, or that's where you feel most at peace. Yeah. The World here. Travel. You and this King of Cups travel to beautiful destinations that have a lot of water. Advice, keep moving with the positives. Yeah, the Fool. Leap with the positives that are happening in your life and know that you are protected. Know the net is there. Once you take the leap, the net is always there. You're looking at things very closely. Yeah, I feel like with that Hangman, we see it twice. You're looking at a lot of different angles and a lot of different people in your life. And the positives there are that even in the bad times, you were able to become very sharp, you know? Even if there were bad times, it's those times that helped you to be as sharp as you are now. Very happy energy here. The Lovers. Yeah, that's your king. That's your king energy, I feel. Very balanced. Feeling good with somebody. Very comfortable with somebody in a romantic way. 7 of Swords. Seven of Wands. Sevens could be significant to you. Somebody wants you to not be in this happy element with this other person who is such a good match for you, brings you a lot of happiness, and you do a lot of traveling together. They want you to be defending yourself and, making you jump through hoops and telling you lies, telling you falsities, having you believe that you don't deserve such a wonderful connection, and that you will forever be comfortable with their breadcrumbing. No, of course not. But I want to know why they are even cropping up. 8 of Swords, 10 of Cups. Yeah, they're cropping up because they have been holding you back from your ultimate wish here, your happily ever after. And that, I feel like, is you sitting there with your King of Cups and the family if you want it. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords knows what she wants. If you're resonating with this energy, this is a cutting things out that don't serve you. And, not being delicate about it. Being very brutally honest. And I feel like that is what bothered maybe this other person. Why do we keep talking about this other person? The breadcrumbing person. Why are we talking about this person? 2 of Cups. Because at one point or another you thought that was, or they thought, or both of you thought that was the connection. That was soulmate energy. And maybe you were soulmate energy at one time. But I feel like, no, you have moved on into a more suited position with somebody else. 2 of Wands here. More suited situation. Yeah, because the 2 of Wands talks about, are you going to stay where it's comfortable, where you don't have any more growth? Or are you going to push yourself to be more than you could ever dream and have your life be more than you could ever have imagined, and have the courage to see that through? A choice of 2. You did the latter. You said to yourself, look, If I ever felt like this previous relationship was soulmate energy, I know there's better out there for me. And intuitively, High Priestess, that's where you moved. You moved towards that, and that's coming together for you. You made some bold moves, and I think people that were much more suited to you romantically came to you. It's more of a feminine energy where things come to you. And now you kind of have a lot of choices, but I do feel like you ultimately settle comfortably and in a way that you love with a King of Cups type energy. Water sign. Doesn't have to be. But, someone who's their emotions are very stable. Aw, here's your soulmate. Now you know it. Now you know it. You brought this in by bold moves. And then after the bold moves, you sat back and waited for that ripple effect, the domino effect, to show you, yeah, here's what's possible now because of your boldness, because of your courage, because of the changes that you made in your life. Now here's what's available to you. Now read the menu. The menu's looking really nice here for you. Really nice. Yeah, I see a bunch of hearts. I see a lot of love here. Final messages for our Pisces. Eight of Swords. Don't forget what held you back. Get in tune with why you allowed that. Where does that come from? Where does that stem? Don't allow that to happen again. 9 of Wands in the reverse. Because it took a lot for you to become enlightened here. It took a lot for you to make some bold moves. Yeah. It took a lot for you to come out of a period of being drained by this person. And this person wanted you to be drained. So you never, looked out on the horizon for something better. But you did do that. Against all odds, you did that. That's made all the difference. Your true soulmate comes in. King of Swords. So, yeah. Here's the match right here, too. I mean, I see this King of Cups being a great match for you because I feel like you need to be nurtured and supported in a way that you haven't before. But we see these two coming out because I think once you get rolling with this person and you're very comfortable with them, this could be a very big power couple. You might even do something in the way of your careers together because it's intellectual, the connection here too, and speaking, very comfortable speaking your feelings. And I don't think that's something you've had before. I think that's new territory. Yeah, just plant your flag of victory already. Good for you. Final message for our Pisces. You deserve it because what did you do? You walked away from toxicity, the devil in the reverse. You liberated yourself from toxic patterns that you were putting up with and toxic people that you were putting up with. People that didn't have self-confidence and somehow that was your fault, okay? Or that was your problem or that was yours to deal with. Nope. They were not going to ever get close to your 10 of Cups happily ever after. You need to be seen. And that wasn't happening in the slow energy of this person who held you back, wanted there to be slow energy around you so that things weren't happening. But the truth of the matter is that, there's no more defending yourself. There's no more kind of abusive type patterns. There's no more illusions about this. There's no more lies that you're participating in or allowing. There's enlightenment here. There's no more mental manipulation based on somebody who's overly emotional. Yeah, I see a lot of overly emotional energy here. And you're not looking back. But there is something that made you could have been the precipice here where you were like, this reminds me of my childhood, something like that. And so it was comfortable, and that's why you maybe felt the soulmate energy with this person, just because it was comfortable. It was something that you grew up with. But in reality, it was a false soulmate, in that it's not the pattern you want. It's not what you wanted for your life. It was just some pattern that was comfortable to you, but it's not the ultimate as far as where you want to see your life go. In fact, you don't want to see your life go there, but you had an epiphany there about that and saw the patterns. Yeah. Now you're all about, exciting new people and exciting new opportunities and exciting travel. And staying busy with that. Clarity. Yeah, I see a lot of abundance. It's been largely because of your High Priestess skills, talents, observations. You're very intuitive when it comes to people, but maybe you just didn't know how to get out of repeating patterns. Now you do. Now you do. That's your message, Pisces. I hope you've liked it and you found it helpful. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment. It helps the channel to grow. And until next time, let's remember who we are and let's remember our self-worth. Thanks for joining me.